Hello, it's Simon Zutshi here. In this property education video, I want to talk about the fall in inflation and the impact it's going to have on you and your property investing. So I've been investing in property a long time, and I must say I'm really surprised about all the interest, the noise that's being made about this fall in inflation. Now, inflation is generally seen as a bad thing for most people, but in fact, it's quite a good thing for property investors because actually inflation erodes our debt. Inflation means prices go up, which includes house prices and also rents. Now, obviously, rents have shot up in the last year. Most places have had an increase of at least 10%. So what does it mean for you? And what does it mean for your property investing? Oh, by the way, if you like this video, please do click on the like button, subscribe to the channel, and make sure you hit the bell icon to make sure you're notified anytime a new video comes out. I must also apologize. I'm actually sitting in a hotel foyer at the moment. I'm at an all-day training event, and I wanted to film this video to get it out because I think there's some important news around this big announcement. Now, Rishi Sunak is obviously very happy to see inflation dropping the way it has. It was double digits, it was over 10% earlier in the year, and now it's come down to 4.6%. So inflation has halved. Those are the headlines you might be reading. And Rishi is very happy about that because he said he was committing to half inflation. Obviously, the Bank of England has done that by intervening and using interest rates as a macroeconomic tool to control inflation. So what they did was obviously they put interest rates up massively from about February 2022. They've gone up steady. So the interest rate now is 5.25%. And when inflation started to come down, the Bank of England said, well, no, we're going to leave interest rates where they are because this policy of raising interest rates has always been working really well. Many investors, I think, were hoping that when we see inflation come down, we'll see interest rates come down as well. I personally don't think we're going to see interest rates do anything until maybe Q2 of 2024. So the recent interest rate hikes we had, or as recent over the last year or so, I think they're going to be here to stay. Now, I was chatting to a number of people around this recently, and a lot of people believe that interest rates will come down, and they'll probably settle at more like a 3 or 4%. I think that's the target they want to get, 3%. But that's not going to happen for a little while yet. And the reason we've seen these drops in inflation is because energy costs theoretically have come down. Now, my question to you, and I'd love you to put your comments in the comment box about this. Do you feel as if things have been getting cheaper this year? Inflation, which is the rate at which prices go up, has supposed to be coming down this year. So the growth of prices has been slowing. But I don't think I've experienced that. I go shopping occasionally with my wife to the supermarkets, and in terms of food costs, I think food costs have shot up far more than 10% over the last year. There's lots of things that are put into the basket of goods when they look at inflation. But for me, I think that food costs have gone up. I think that things like travel has gone up. I think things like obviously rents have shot up massively as well. So I feel we are in the situation where the average person on the street is probably feeling pretty poor compared to this time last year. It still feels like a bit of a recession. We're getting into winter. People are turning their energy on, their fuel to keep houses warm, etc. I don't know, but it feels pretty cold where I live in Birmingham. And so I think people are going to experience high bills over the next few months. So it's not going to feel like things are getting better. Why is that important? It affects the general sentiment of the market. The property market actually had a little blip up in October this year, and people think the market is recovering, but I do not think the market is recovering. The property market prices are still coming down, and the reason is we still see many landlords who are selling up. There are many people who are frustrated with increasing regulation, increasing with Section 24, or just coming to the normal point where they retire. So we're seeing more and more landlords selling up, more property coming onto the market. Interest rates are still relatively high, and I think they will stay to that until till next year. So what this means is there are people who want to buy properties, but they can't buy because they just can't get mortgages. They can't show affordability, or they don't stack up as single lets. So this is still causing more property on the market for sale than actually there are people looking to buy that property. This is why we're going to see property prices come down. And I think that's going to continue into 2024. Now, a lot of people have been asking me, is this the start of a property crash? You know, is it going to happen? I don't think we're going to see a property crash, certainly not like we had in 2008, sorry. And that's partly because, you know, we have this underlying demand for accommodation in the UK. You might notice the Labour Party recently said, Keir Starmer said that if Labour got into power, they would build 1.5 million new homes over a 5-year period. So that's 300,000 a year. And actually the Conservatives have the same thing. They say we need 300,000 homes a year. Whereas we're only building this year maybe 160,000. And I don't know how any political party is going to magic up all these properties. It's just not going to happen. There's not enough skilled labor in the UK. We don't have enough materials. It's a nightmare with planning, and Labour have said they want to reform the whole planning process, and that probably needs to happen. But it's not just the planning procedures, it's actually the local councils who just don't have the staff to process all the planning applications. I don't know about you, but if you've tried to put a planning application through recently, they're taking absolutely ages, and there's no kind of recourse. You know, if they're taking a long time doing it, there's nothing you can do about that. So there's a real delay, there's a real problem with getting planning, and that means it slows down the whole process. And all those people who are building properties and developing, once they're getting to the end of the projects, they're struggling to sell those properties, or if they want to refinance to take a long time. So you get a lot of builders who want to build more properties, but their money is tied up in their current properties. That again is going to slow down the increase in numbers of properties being built each year. So it's unrealistic. We're just not going to get 300,000 new homes a year. There is a big demand for accommodation. I think we had something like over 500,000 people immigrate into the UK this year. So this means there's upward pressure on the supply and the demand for accommodation. There just is not enough accommodation in the UK. So although we have property prices dropping right now, I believe end of 24, certainly by 25, we're going to see property prices start to come up, and they're going to bounce back pretty quick. So here's the point. If you're looking to invest, there's never been a better time. A lot of the other trainers in the property world, those of us who've been around long enough to know this, are all saying that this is a great time to be buying property. I understand there are fears and concerns. What if prices come down further? I believe if you follow my 5 golden rules, which number 1 is buy from motivated sellers, and there are a lot more motivated sellers now. Number 2, buy in an area strong rental demand, and most areas have got good, strong demand. Number 3, make sure you get positive cash flow. That's slightly harder with single lets, but if you're doing HMOs or service accommodation, it still works. Number 4, make sure you're buying long term. And number 5, what we want to do is we want to make sure we have a cash buffer. As long as you follow those 5 rules, and particularly number 2, 3, and 4. So you know you've got strong rental demand, you know you're going to make cash flow, and number 5, number 4, you're buying for long term. It doesn't matter if prices drop short term. We're investing for the long term here. So you want to work out what your buying criteria are, get out there, look for great property deals. We use Property Filter. We give it to all of our mastermind students, and we pay for it for our mastermind students and our people doing coaching with us, because there are deals available right now in your area. You kind of need to know what to look for, obviously. You need to know how to work with the current market. Estate agents are much better to go back to now, because a year ago, they didn't really need us. They didn't need property investors. They had buyers queuing up to buy properties and pay over the odds. That is not the case right now. Property prices are falling. Estate agents need us. They need reliable buyers. So you should be going back to estate agents. Also, auctions. Auctions is somewhere that I wouldn't normally suggest you go in a rising market, because generally people who are looking for bargains, who sometimes don't know what they're doing, go to auctions and end up paying too much for property. Now, don't get me wrong, there are definitely deals that can be done in auctions, but they're few and far between. However, with a falling market now, it might be definitely worth going back to auctions, and particularly looking for properties where actually the property has not sold in auction. That seller's going to be even more motivated, and there might be a chance of doing a really good deal with them. So things that in a booming market don't really work as well, like estate agents, like auctions, you definitely want to go back to them. But my favorite method of finding deals, and it's still the best way in my mind, is looking for properties that are off market. landlords who've got problems with their property, they don't want the hassle anymore, or landlords who might be thinking about selling, but they've not put it on the market and you're not competing with as many people. Also, you need to understand strategies such as purchase lease options and vendor finance, which are creative ways of funding deals, which are far more relevant in the falling market like we have right now. So you do need to upskill. You need to know what to do. If you've been investing for the last 12 years in a booming market, well, the strategy you use may not be appropriate for this falling market. And that's why this, in a week or so, depends when you're watching this video, but for Black Friday through to Cyber Monday 2023, we are doing an incredible offer. We have some brand new training all about how to invest in a falling market. We've sold it at the full price, but we're going to be doing a 95% discount off this incredibly popular training. Plus, we've got loads of extra bonuses we're adding in as well for people who are fast action takers and decisive people. If you want to be a successful property investor and you want to be successful in your buy-to-let property investing, you want to become decisive. When you see a really good deal, you need to take action quickly. That's why on our Black Friday deal, the sooner you take action, the more bonuses you get. So if you'd like to find out what our Black Friday offer is and come and check it out for yourself, I think you're not going to believe what an incredible deal we're doing. All you have to do, there should be a link somewhere below this video. Come and click and register to get onto our VIP priority notification list. And we'll let you know a day before everyone else, which means you get the very best opportunity and the very best deal as part of our Black Friday offer for 2023. So click on the link below. I do hope you take advantage of that offer and look out for the next video. If you like this video, hit like, please subscribe, make sure you hit the bell icon and kind of comment below. I'd love to know, do you feel like things are getting better? Inflation's getting lower? Do you feel like you got more money in your pocket? Obviously, inflation is the rate of growth. So, you know, if inflation is more than zero, it means prices are going up. But with such an apparent drop in inflation, that should be coming through in certain parts of our life. We should be feeling that because that's an average over the whole basket of goods they look at. I'm not feeling it. So let me know below. Are you feeling things are getting better, or do you think things are getting worse in the economy right now? I'd love to hear your views below. Please come and comment. I look forward to seeing you in the next video. Make sure you click on the link to come and find out about that Black Friday offer. As ever, I encourage you to invest with knowledge, invest with skill. Hey, it's Simon here. I do hope you've just enjoyed that video on YouTube. I hope you took lots of notes, and more importantly, you're going to take action. And what I'd encourage you to do is click on the link in the description below the video. I've got some live online training that's very relevant to the video you've just watched. Come and register for that training. Join me live online, and you can actually get your questions answered live as part of that training. So take the opportunity to come and join me live online. Click on the link below and secure your spot before you miss the date. Take action right now. As ever, I encourage you to invest in knowledge, invest with skill. Enjoy the next video.